Thank you, Mr. Chris Vale and our fantastic band for that outstanding performance. Hello, everyone. I am Megan Zimbelman. This past school year, I had the privilege of serving as student body president. I would like to welcome you here today to celebrate the graduation of the class of 2016. We've worked long and hard to get to where we are today. We have accomplished a lot. However, I am confident that this is only the beginning for us. As student body president, it is my pleasure to welcome our family, friends, and fellow students to the commencement program for Sunrise Mountain's graduating class of 2016. Please stand for the presentation of colors by Cactus High School Air Force Junior ROTC and for the national anthem performed by Ms. Tanya Bamey and the Sunrise Mountain Senior Choir. Following the national anthem, please remain standing for the departure of the color guard as well as for a moment of silence.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please be seated. I now have the honor to introduce our special guests. These individuals dedicate their time and effort into improving our district's elementary and high schools. Because of their contributions, the Peoria Unified School District continues to rank among the finest in the state. Would you please stand as your name is called? Peoria Unified District Governing Board President, Mr. Matthew Bullock. Peoria Unified District Governing Board Member, Mr. David Jonigan. PUSD Superintendent, Dr. Denton Santarelli. PUSD Deputy Superintendent, Dr. Heather Cruz. PUSD Administrator for K-12 Academic Services, Ms. Allie Bridgewater. Sunrise Mountain Resource Officer, Mr. Michael Oliver. We would also like to thank our administrators, our principal, Mr. David Savornik, and his dedicated team of assistant principals, Ms. Christine Gutierrez, Mr. Mark Faust, and Mr. Clay Carpenter. I would also like to recognize the Sunrise Mountain counselors and teachers who have challenged us and inspired us. Would SMHS counselors and teachers please stand? Thank you. Today we will hear from 3 student speakers chosen for their academic achievements. Then the senior class officers will introduce the class motto and present the class gift. And finally, our principal, Mr. David Savornik, will recognize those students who have distinguished themselves academically. I would now like to welcome our first student speaker to the stage, Justin Drago.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Justin Drago, and I would like to personally applaud you in probably your greatest accomplishment thus far. As I was preparing for this speech, it occurred to me how much we have learned to this point in our lives, yet how much we still don't know. Although we have much newfound knowledge in our brains, we still have to prepare for the real world and mature into the young adults that we are expected to be. I'm ecstatic for these new challenges, yet intensely uncomfortable. One thing in particular that scares me the most is time and how much we have left. Here's why. Our average lifespan is approximately 78.8 years long, meaning that most of us have about 60 years to live, if we're lucky. That is just 60 summer vacations, or 60 Christmases to spend making experiences with the ones we love. Just 3,200 weeks to accomplish greatness, to save lives, to invent things, to make a difference. We have only 544,000 hours left to live the life that we imagine. When I think of my life in these finite terms, it makes me realize why I'm so stressed right now. I have so much that I want to accomplish and so little time to perform greatness. If you were like me, you want to get started right now and make the most out of every minute. Here are 3 tips for how we can make the most out of these next 60 short years. Number 1, be you. One of the most important things that comes with age and maturity is the self-awareness of who we are. I hope we all have integrity to stay strong in our beliefs, to understand our passion and live it, and to never lose sight of that which is most important to us. Number 2, be present. We are a detached generation. In order to fully experience life, we must disengage from technology and listen, really listen to the world around us. I fear one of our greatest failures will be that we spend more time with our smartphones than with our family or friends. Number 3, be bold. You know the theme of the Arizona Lottery? You can't win if you don't play? For hockey fans, the great one, Wayne Gretzky, once said, "You will miss 100% of the shots you never take." What holds us back from experiencing life, and sometimes from seeing our true potential, is our own fear and self-doubt. What I wish for myself, and for all of you, is self-confidence to overcome these self-imposed roadblocks and really put ourselves out there. What do we have to lose? Absolutely nothing except regret. As I leave the podium today, I would like to leave you with a simple reminder to fully enjoy your next 32 million minutes. Be you, be present, be bold. Thank you, and go Mustangs. Now I would like to introduce Brandy Vidal, our senior class president, and Lauren Whiteneck, our senior class vice president, to present our class motto.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lauren Whiteneck, your senior class vice president. I want to start by expressing how truly grateful I am to be representing this class of 2016, for it has proven to be the most fulfilling and rewarding way to end my high school experience.
And my name is Brandy Vidal. It has been both an honor and a privilege to have been your senior class president. I owe great gratitude to Sunrise Mountain for giving me an unforgettable 4 years and also for making me who I am today. This leads to our senior class motto and why we chose it.
Our quote is, "By our works we shall be known." This quote immediately stood out among the rest because it stirs up a sense of nostalgia and reflection. The important thing to not confuse is the fact that our benchmarks, accolades, and various other accomplishments are not what qualify as our works. Although these feats take effort, dedication, and physical action to achieve, they do not compare to our good deeds. Whether it's the presence or absence of good deeds, these works are what shape us into the humans we are and the humans we want to be. They propel us forward into our future selves and allow us to reflect on our past as well. At the heart of our high school experience is our interactions with our classmates. We've always been taught to pour our heart and soul into our studies, athletics, jobs, and clubs, but it needs to be in our nature to pour into people. We feel pure joy in our service to others because I'm sure none of us made our friends by being mean to them first. It takes good works to enable us to truly enjoy high school, to learn and grow from our works in order to deepen the friendships we have and form new ones along the way.
By attending Sunrise Mountain, I have learned far beyond the academics. The incredible people that I've spent the past 4 years with have taught me more than I will ever learn from a textbook. I've learned their story, recognized who they truly are, and appreciated all their works. Our works are what makes us memorable. It is what makes us known. I've seen the smiles and laughs in the breezeway that are simply contagious, as well as the strength and compassion of our class after too many heavy-hearted times. I've seen the remarkable friendships built here and the memories Sunrise has given us that we will hold in our hearts forever. Our good deeds are what echoes our character. They make us who we are and defines us as individuals. Our acts of kindness and leadership displayed the past 4 years will leave a legacy at Sunrise Mountain, helping us to be successful in all our future endeavors. The works I've seen this class perform are absolutely immeasurable. I believe we have made our mark. We have done phenomenal works here at Sunrise Mountain High School, and we, the senior class of 2016, shall forever be known. I would now like to introduce our next speaker, Ian Malmos.
Hello, everyone. I hope we are all doing great on this fine afternoon. As I start my speech, you know, the one I finished last night, I want to start off with a quote that really encapsulates high school. As Charles Dickens puts it, it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. And yes, to all the English teachers out there, I put it in MLA format. In all seriousness, though, the past years at Sunrise Mountain have been pretty amazing. More specifically, the past 2 years. In all honesty, who wants to remember those first 2 years of wandering the halls, looking for where your class was, or just trying to stay out of every senior's way? But now we're the big dogs. We're the ones on top, walking through the halls carelessly, even when the sprint bell goes off. Sorry, Mr. Carpenter, it happens. Going to the football games on Friday nights, being the loudest in the assemblies because we, the class of 2016, have the most spirit, and who could forget the privilege a junior and senior have of going to prom? Sunrise Mountain has given us some great memories, but now it's time to start new. The adventure awaits. We don't know what lies ahead of us. We're being let loose into the real world, but not without being prepared for it by our teachers. Although, knowing how to do my taxes would have been pretty helpful instead of knowing my exponents, Mom. I mean, Miss Malmos. Like the great William Shakespeare and Channing Tatum once said, some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. But the first and last situations are hard to come by. This leaves us with achieving greatness. The class of 2016 can and will achieve greatness because I know inside each and every one of us Mustangs is a drive like no other. It can't be matched. We have been pushed since the day we stepped foot on Sunrise Mountain to be great, to achieve greatness. The legacy we leave behind isn't that we were the loudest or the most spirited or the coolest, is that we can and will achieve greatness. As we carry on with our lives, going into college, the military, or technical institutes, we will carry on our greatness. Becoming rich and famous is something everyone has thought about, and it may seem like it is so rare to become, but the rich and famous sat in the same position we're in right now. They were average at one time in their life, just like we are. We will make mistakes, and we will fail, because as humans, that is what we do. Despite our failures and mistakes, we can achieve greatness through hard work and the ability to, as Mr. Faulkner says, endeavor to persevere. If there is anything I want you to take away from this speech, it's this. It's not about how popular you are, but it's about who you are. The distance we've come over this long journey prepares us for the road of tomorrow to leave our footprint in the sands of time. The action you take today could change the world tomorrow. I would now like to introduce our next speaker, Sarah Livingston.
My fellow students of Sunrise Mountain High School, I'd like to welcome you, your family, and friends to one of the most important and memorable events in an individual's life. First off, I would like my beloved class of 2016 to think back to 4 years ago on Wednesday, August 8th, 2012, when we began our high school journey. We stepped on campus as adolescent, excited, and even terrified 14-year-olds who the only thing we knew about high school was what we saw from Disney Channel's High School Musical. It was a day I know everyone on this field and in the stands remember like it was yesterday. Every single one of us got up that morning and either walked into the bus, into our parents' car, or walked out the door and down the sidewalk to a new chapter in our lives. Just 2 months prior, we were 8th graders who worked our entire middle school career to become the top of the food chain, more than comfortable in our environment. Now, we had to start all over in a new setting with copious amounts of new faces and abundance of new responsibilities. Classes got more difficult, life became more stressful, and relationships became more complex. It was a time when our daily routines were nothing more than a daydream, a concept that a kid in their second year of having the word teen in their age could only imagine. None of us could drive, we couldn't work, none of us knew the experience of a homecoming or prom. Athletes never played on a JV, freshman, or varsity team before. Pep assemblies, spirit weeks, storming the halls, musicals, and sporting events were all new to us in this bigger and better environment. It was a time when senior year seemed like it was ages away and would never come. Think back to how different each and every one of our lives were that short time ago. Some of the friends we used to spend every second with, we now no longer talk to. The friends we can't imagine life without today at this very moment, we didn't even know. I want you to think of some of the closest friends you have met these past 4 years, and think about how much they've changed. Think about how much you've changed. Our skills, passions, and abilities have all developed. It's funny how long 4 years can seem and how fast they actually fly by. 4 years ago, we were simply just kids. Today, on Thursday, May 19th, 2016, we are crossing the bridge from childhood to adulthood. We are now legal adults who have even greater responsibilities, who have no other choice but to become more independent, and who can't make mistakes as easily as we could 4 years ago. We are starting over and beginning a new chapter in our lives, just like we did at the start of freshman year. We have all realized by now how different our lives have become since then, so imagine how different they will be in just another short 4 years. We will not be the same person we are today in this cap and gown.
sitting on this field that we will be in another 4 years from now. The people who will one day be those we can't live life without, we haven't even met yet. Some of the greatest memories that we will all look back at in our older years haven't even happened. Everything we think we know and have learned about life will be nothing in comparison to what we will know and learn in the years to come. Sunrise Mountain High School, class of 2016, our lives are just beginning. The plans that God has in store for each and every one of us we can't even comprehend or envision. I would like to wish you the best of luck for the beautiful life I know you have ahead. Sunrise Mountain staff, on behalf of the class of 2016, we'd like to thank you for everything you have taught us and the endless amount of love and time you have given us. Please remember that you've impacted our lives significantly and that we will always remember you and everything you have done to get us where we are today. Thank you for being a part of our high school memories, and may God bless you and your families. We sincerely cannot thank you enough. Our senior class secretary, Riley Anderson, and our student body vice president, Cassandra Bade, will now present our senior gift. Accepting the gift is our principal, Mr. David Savornik.
Hello, students, staff, friends, and family. For those of you who don't know us, my name is Riley Anderson.
And I am Cassandra Bade, and we are here to present this year's senior gift. Our time spent at Sunrise Mountain has been an amazing experience.
There have been many memories made, a million laughs shared, and unforgettable friendships formed.
The goal for this year's gift was to enhance the beauty of our school. The beautification of the campus has been an extended project that we are so happy to have contributed to.
Sunrise Mountain is notorious for school spirit, so we wanted to embody that characteristic by installing 5-foot metal letters that spell out Mustangs located in the heart of our campus.
The first part of our gift will be a constant reminder of the spirit we share for Sunrise Mountain.
Going green and becoming an environment-friendly campus has been on the agenda for a while now, and we decided it was time to make a step in the right direction. In taking that step towards going green, the senior class held a tree drive.
We offered the opportunity to purchase a tree that would be planted throughout the planters on our campus with plaques indicating who bought them to clubs, sports teams, and even individuals.
We also wanted to replace the rock-filled areas throughout our campus with grass. We understood the amount of work and money to take care of grass in large areas, so with that in mind, we invested in turf grass instead. One of the largest rock-filled areas is now refurnished in turf, which will not cost any more to take care of and will always be green even during the hottest days of summer.
The class of 2016 would like to present this gift to our principal, Mr. Savornik, and to all the students and faculty of Sunrise Mountain.
Good afternoon. On behalf of Sunrise Mountain High School, I proudly accept the senior gift. Your generosity is very much appreciated, and the class of 2016 will most certainly always be remembered. Thank you. Before we recognize the significant academic achievements of this year's amazing class of 2016, I would like to take a brief moment to honor the memory of 2 members of the class of 2016. Levi Burrell and Lana Hammond. Their presence today is marked by the 2 empty chairs, draped with a gown and a single yellow rose. Once a Mustang, amen, always a Mustang. Graduates, parents, family members, friends, staff, and honored guests. At this time, I would like to introduce and recognize our graduates who have achieved academic excellence. First, we will recognize those students who are members of the National Honor Society. Each student has been noted in our program. National Honor Society members, please stand to be recognized. Thank you. You may be seated. Next, I would like to recognize those students graduating with honors, which means they are in the top 10% of their class. As I read your name, please stand and remain standing to be recognized. Lowell Wilkinson. Gray Jones. Carter Goldsworthy. Paige Hildebrandt. Katie Brain. Emma Johns. Megan Zimbelman. Megan Schaffner. Aaron Yoon. Alexandra Millward. Jessica Smith Staley. Marissa Ray. Meredith Edelman. Mark DeFrancis. Bradley Kemp. And Emily Papp. Congratulations. Thank you. You may be seated. Next are those students graduating with high honors, which means they're in the top % of this impressive class of 2016. As I read your name, again, please stand and remain standing to be recognized. Natalie Bangura. Cindy Wong. Jacob Hill. Dylan Govan. Omar Olavi. Christina Carrillo. Kevin Julius. Paige Swanson. Lily Unan. Samuel Mooring. Allison Ruka. Lindsay Pruitt. And Lacey Oscarson. Congratulations. Thank you. You may be seated. And now, for the 3 students graduating with the highest of honors, graduating in the top 1% of their class, as I read your name, please stand to be recognized. Sarah Livingston. Justin Drago. And Ian Malmos. Amazing speeches. Thank you for representing Sunrise Mountain High School in the greatest of light at all times. Thank you. You may be seated. We would now like to recognize those students who have completed our accelerated and very challenging University of High program. The University of High students take 28 high school credits of the most rigorous courses offered at Sunrise Mountain High School. They also take a minimum of 6 AP courses and earn 30 college credits. As I read your name, please stand and remain standing. Bradley Kemp. Dylan Govan. Sarah Livingston. And Kevin Julius. Congratulations. Thank you. You may be seated. Sunrise Mountain High School would also like to recognize those students who have completed a CTE, Career and Technical Education program of study. These students are wearing the Graduation Endorsement Medal of CTE. Will our CTE Graduation Endorsement recipients please stand to be recognized? Thank you. You may be seated. Next, I would like to honor the senior members of our amazing Sunrise Mountain Student Council. Will those members please stand? Thank you. You may be seated. I would also like to recognize our 2 foreign exchange students. As I read your name, please stand to be recognized as well. Farrar Mershi from Jordan. And from the Czech Republic, Magdalena Sudakova. Thank you. Our foreign exchange students will most certainly be missed as they return home, but we appreciate all of their contributions to the Sunrise Mountain High School campus. Before we present our graduates to our audience, I would like to point out that many of the seniors sitting before us are wearing purple and white cords for exceeding 1, 2, or all 3 of our state AIMS exams. The academic excellence demonstrated by the class of 2016 has earned them well over $8.1 million in scholarships. And now, I will present the class of 2016 to Governing Board President, Mr. Matthew Bullock. Class of 2016, please stand to be recognized.
Now you're all going to kill me because I'm going to ask you to sit down for just a second, and it'll make complete sense when we're all done. So sit down just for a second. God, according to Justin, you have 60 years to stand up, so I don't want to stress you out at this point. Let me tell you, Justin, that was kind of depressing. I appreciate your talk, but I'm over 18 by a few years, so that means unless I live to be about 130, my time is a ticking. So thank you very much. Myself and Mr. Johnigan are a little depressed right now, so I have to go get a soda pop when we're done here to kind of drown our sorrows. You know, what's interesting is that we talked about time, and if you think about it, only 10 short years ago, most of you were obsessed with, I don't know, Dora the Explorer, maybe? Remember? Backpack, backpack. I know you're all looking at me going, well, that's such a dumb show. Now I'd never watch that. But guess what? Something very interesting and magical is going to happen 10 years from now, only 10 short years. Most of you will have kids, and you'll be sitting down on the couch with your kid, and a rerun of Dora will come back, and you'll go, oh, I used to love that show when I was 7 or 8 years old. And everything will flip-flop because you'll be out of that stage. So why do I bring that up? Because in only 10 short years, you've come from basically adolescence to on the doorstep here of being adults of the world. As a matter of fact, in about 2 or 3 more minutes, you're going to start coming up as high school kids, and you'll walk off the stage with a piece of paper, and all of us will now recognize you in the world around you, that you are adults, ready to take care of this world and take care of us older people. Not old, but older. So why do I say this? Because let me ask you this important question. In the next 10 years, what is it that you will do to make your mark? What is it that you will do? What will you invent? What will you cure? What will you do to help our society and our world be better? You have all this education in your head, all this knowledge. You're about to go apply it. But think about it right now. Where will you be in 10 years, and what will we look to you and thank you for? Now, you've heard the statement all the time, it takes a village, right, to raise a child. And again, you're high school kids now for about a minute and a half left. So enjoy it while it lasts, because as soon as you cross through, you're adults and you're gonna be responsible. And we're gonna look to you as that. So I was driving over here today and I thought, you know what? One thing that kids really hate, or young adults, and I still have a couple kids in high school so I can relate, you hate older people to give you advice. When I was your age, I hated advice, right? Because I knew it all. But I'll tell you why we give you advice. Because we so desperately want you to be more successful than we are. We want you to achieve success faster than we did. And we want you to go to a level that's never been met before. Because quite honestly, all the work your teachers did, your parents and grandparents and principals and administrators, the entire body of our work is to achieve one goal: to see you successful, so the memories that you create, as we talked about in a couple of years, we will look back and go, I had a hand in that. I had a small part in making that person successful, that student, that boy or girl. That's why we always give you advice, because we don't want you to fail like we did, and we don't want you to mess up like we did as older people. So I was thinking about it. What's the one piece of advice? If my kids are standing right in front of me right now, and they ask for one piece of advice, I would give you this one piece of advice that will benefit you more than knowledge. It'll benefit you more than opportunity, prestige, and money. And it's called appreciation. There is one characteristic and one trait in this life that will take you further than all the education and money in the world, and that's appreciation. Why? Because people like to do business with people who they like. You don't like to do business with people that you don't like. So I want to go ahead and reinforce this before we finish and come on up here. If you look behind you, there are teachers, there are parents, there are students, there are administrators, grandparents, relatives who have worked for the last 18 years, really, if you think about it, 17 to 18 years, to help you achieve your success. So what I want you to sit down is now I want you to stand up, and I want you to then turn around. I want you to point at somebody you know. On the count of 3, we're going to give them the largest thank you that they've ever heard. So stand up, turn around, and point at somebody that you see that you know. And a 1, 2, 3. I hope you know, parents and teachers and grandparents, that they appreciate you. All right, go ahead and sit down now. See, there's already love in the room. Thank you very much, but I ask you just one thing, to remember that appreciation will take you as far as anything else you can possibly have. If you remember that one little point, then all my rambling and all my advice from an older guy will be successful. So now that we've gotten that out of the way, you're about 12 seconds away from going from high school kid to adult and man and woman of the world. And I want to make one last challenge to you. Tomorrow morning, or tomorrow, you're probably going to wake up about 3 or 4 p.m. And that's okay. I want you to take a piece of paper, or I want you to go to your computer, open up Microsoft Word, whatever you use, and I want you to compose a one-page document of everything that you remember from high school and everything that you remember, the feelings you had tonight, and all the celebration you're going to have over the next couple of days. I want you to write it down, and I want you to seal it up, and I want you to give it to somebody, a parent or a grandparent or somebody who will hold on to it for you. And I want you to open it up in 10 years. And I guarantee you it will put a smile on your face so large and bring back a rush of feelings. It's a really cool challenge. I hope you accept it when you wake up by tomorrow afternoon. So, Mr. Zvornik, on behalf of the governing board of the Peoria Unified School District, and by the authority vested in me by the state of Arizona, I accept this recommendation that the Sunrise Mountain High School class of 2016 has met the requirements for graduation. Mr. Zvornik, please present these graduates to receive their diplomas.
Mr. Bullock, an honored guest, and now with pride and pleasure as principal of Sunrise Mountain High School, I certify that each of these students standing before you has met the requirements for graduation as set forth by the state of Arizona and the great district, Peoria Unified School District. I present this class to Mr. Matthew Bullock, President of the Peoria Unified School District Governing Board. Mr. Bullock, I respectfully request that you accept these graduates and that you confer diplomas on them. Thank you again, class of 2016. Governing Board President Matthew Bullock and Governing Board member Mr. David Jonigan will now begin presenting the diplomas to our students. Our athletic director, Mr. Mark Faust, and our senior class sponsor, Mr. Nick Reiser, will announce the names of our graduates. Would the first 2 rows please stand?
Megan Brianna Zimbelman.
Anthony Holden Leon.
Justin Tyler Drago.
Hunter Mark Lassard.
Brandy Marie Vidal.
Joshua James Lateef II.
Lauren Elizabeth Whitenack.
Benjamin H. Liang.
Ian Andrew Malmos.
Kayla Davy Lindenschmidt.
Sarah Kaylin Livingston.
Sydney Lynn Lohenry.
Riley Nicole Anderson.
Destiny Star Luna.
Cassandra Nicolette Bade.
Juan Isidro Maestas.
Amar Abadali.
Tabitha Jane McGee.
Bryce Dean Akers.
Jessica Lee Maple.
Omar Javan Alavi.
Michelle Catherine Marino.
Dominic Joseph Algerio.
Ryan Edison Martin.
Derek James Allen.
Alina Marie Martinez.
Jacob Ryan Allen.
McKaylee Jean Maston.
Kaylee Marie Allen.
Courtney Nicole Mathiat.
Brianna Noel Ambrose.
Michael William McCarthy.
Alex Anissa Antion.
Jaron Alexander McDonald.
Alexis Maria Aragon.
Megan Elizabeth McDonald.
Jacob William Armenta.
Cassius Fitzgerald McPherson.
Madison Ashworth.
Jennifer Ortiz Medrano.
Parker Michael Ayers.
Kelby Dawn Merrifield.
Lisette Demetria Ballesteros.
Christopher Anthony Michelson.
Nadeline Gwendoline Bangura.
Austin Lee Miller.
Dominic Victor Beretta.
Cade Elias Miller.
Talia Elizabeth Bates.
Alexandra Lynn Millward.
Kyle David Beckman.
Joseph David Milton.
Colin Carlton Bennett.
Alondra Nicole Mitchell.
Jacob Alexander Bergen.
Samuel Paul Mooring.
Lucian Sebastian Burson.
Jared Christopher Moore.
Hayden Zachary Burt.
Luke Michael Montano.
Kesley Delise Blackson.
Tucker Blaze Montoya.
Megan Taylor Blankenship.
Autumn Nicole Moore.
Jessica Renee Bost.
Austin Reed Mosley.
Aaron Richard Bozick.
Christopher Lee Mullaney.
Katie Lee Brain.
Austin Lee Musel.
Dylan Matthew Braun.
Tate Chandler Myrie.
Nicholas David Bronze.
Jake Preston Nelson.
Tyler Kenneth Brewster.
Leilani No.
Jordan Marie Brooks.
Colin Frederick Nielsen.
Wesley John Britton.
Tristan Paul Nielsen.
Adam Vincent Booth.
Elizabeth Francisca Noyen.
Julie Taylor Brown.
Daniel Nunez.
Nicolette Brown.
Nathan Raul Okana.
Zarastar Nastasia Brown.
DeAndre Thomas Ochoa.
Jennifer Gwinnell Burnett.
Kristen Marie Olson.
Brooke Lee Burns.
Jade Roberta Ong.
Lexi Ann Burr.
Ryan James Ortega.
Kyle Edward Bizier.
Lacey Amber Oscarson.
Lindsay Nicole Cage.
Michaela Rachel Owen.
Jesse Michael Cakebread.
Savannah Marie Owens.
Adam Robbery Call.
Rachel Karen Padelford.
Kevin Patrick Callahan.
John Edward Palmer.
Alejandro Camacho.
Heidi Palomino.
Samuel Adolfo Cano.
Emily Joy Papp.
Kira Lauren Carmody.
Joel Park.
Emily Sarah Carnahan.
Rebecca Ann Parrish.
Christina Maria Carrillo.
Bailey Elizabeth Patton.
Michael Angel Chabray.
Ryan Samuel Payne.
Cade Williamson Chapman.
Gregory James Peterson.
Zane Andrew Childress.
Alan Joseph Pinier.
Chun Kit Chum.
Alyssa Nicole Fedeplace.
Bailey Kirsten Church.
Casey McKenna Phillips.
Hannah Nicole Combs.
Carissa Marie Fistry.
Mackenzie Eileen Cooper.
Robert Franklin Pluger.
Christian Alexander Corona.
Kristen Elizabeth Pop.
Brianna Jessica Capello.
Avery Anna Monique Potter.
Hunter Elizabeth D'Amico.
Karis Jewel Prazak.
Zachary Wayne Damron.
Trinity Alessandra Peru.
Joseph Danciu.
Lindsay Nicole Pruitt.
Brandon Joseph D'Angelo.
Madeline Ann Raby.
Kimya DeStory.
Dylan Michael Raleigh.
Holden Lane Davis.
Isabella Anais Rami.
Ethan Paul De Alejandro.
Jennifer Ann Ramirez.
Desiree Christine Deanda.
Michael Thomas Rucci.
Sloan Katharina Decker.
Casey Alexis Ray.
Jara Angelia DeClaire.
Angel Sky Ream.
Mark Christopher DeFrancis.
Marissa Noel Ray.
Derek Downs De Herrera.
Andrew Xavier Reinhardt.
Alexander Scott Dixon.
Tristan James Reinhardt.
Haley Elise Dolan.
Kira Ann Ryle.
Matthew Wayne Downing.
Bailey Teresa Rich.
Isaiah Anthony Dozel.
Rachel Noel Richardson.
Mark Anthony Drost.
James Edward Riddleberger.
Marie Shea Dunn.
Tanner Eric Reese.
Meredith Ann Edelman.
Kenton Patrick Riley.
Wyatt Lee Eckelberger.
Kyler Michael Reardon.
Ukeme Udo Ekpo.
Jake Norman Rivera.
Maverick Keegan Embry.
Haley K. Robbins.
Aaron Emmanuel Espinoza.
Bryce Conrad Rogers.
David Lee Eubanks.
Cassandra Ann Resch.
Casey Dane Foss.
Mackenzie Rayanne Rollins.
Alexander Grant Fair.
Mallory Grace Rosales.
Molly Jane Falk.
Trevor Michael Rothluber.
Cameron James Ferris.
Carissa Ann Rowland.
Ashley Dawn Fennell.
Austin Robert Ruby.
Amanda Marie Fisher.
Sierra Selena Ruiz.
Stephen Eric Fisher.
Allison Margaret Ruka.
Emmett Joseph Flood.
James Cyrus Joseph Rusk.
Nathan Marcus Flores.
Ty Anthony Sabella.
Jacob Mitchell Ford.
Christopher Zion Schaefer.
Jenna Nicole Frazier.
Colby Garrett Schaefer.
Bailey Mackenzie Froisland.
Megan Christine Schaffner.
Dean Peter Furmick Jr.
Gianna Marie Schneider.
Rania Gotti.
Catherine Grace Schragi.
Jacob Alexander Gallegos.
Tyler Austin Schreiber.
Alexi Danielle Gambino.
Vincent William Severetti.
Benjamin Paul Garcia.
Holly Bashar Shaya.
Jocelyn Taylor Garcia.
Felice Sammy Shen.
Christopher Allen Gardner.
Nesha Sammy Shen.
Sarah Elizabeth Garrido.
Harrison Edward Ship.
Brady Noah Gibson.
Jordan Pearl Ray Simons.
Katie Nicole Gibson.
Stephen Christopher Simpson.
Carter Monroe Goldsworthy.
Nathaniel Michael Sims.
Gavin Glenn Gorix.
Luis Alberto Skinner.
Dylan Sanat Govin.
Alyssa Margaret Smack.
Mekhi Rashad Green Lewis.
Corey Ryan Smith.
Jarrett Michael Grosset.
Jessica Ann Smith Staley.
Anthony Justice Hainsworth.
Matthew Stephen Songstad.
Peyton Corinne Hall.
Andrew Glenn Souls.
Dallin Bradley Hammond.
Bria Nicole Spellman.
Garrett Levi Hayes.
Quinlan Charles Spuler.
Haley Severina Hazelberg.
Mitchell Sturman Evan Stanley.
Savannah Joy Heller.
Joshua Clay Stockton.
Laura Elizabeth Helton.
Kelsey Taylor Stultz.
Jeffrey Mark Henninger.
Magdalena Sudakova.
Alexander Charles Herman.
Madison Ray Sutcliffe.
Nathan James Hernandez.
Colin Patrick Sullivan.
Mark Homer Hernan.
Paige Nicole Swanson.
Marissa Michelle Herrera.
Parker Swarens.
Michael Herrera Valdez.
Carson Hayden Tantlinger.
Logan Paul Hoyer.
Nicholas Brandon Tennis.
Paige Nicole Hildebrandt.
Kyla Danielle Teskey.
Jacob Lee Hill.
Elijah Romello Thomas.
Ryan Aaron Hill.
Noah Antonio Thomas.
Tyler Austin Hill.
Justin John Tinka.
Haley Tate Hogan.
Jaylin Lam Quay Uong.
Ethan Hunter Holbrook.
Bryce Allen Utter.
Heather Lynn Holt.
Benjamin Patrick Valdez.
Jacob Alexander Hood.
Marcella Valdez.
Tristan Alessandra Hope.
Nicholas Alexander Van Hoy.
Alexander Matheson Hookow.
Mackenzie Ray Vaughn.
Anastasia Renee Hurley.
Taylor Hayden Vaughn.
Nicole Ann Irwin.
Dustin Chase Vavrinack.
Emma May Gerald.
Austin Christopher Venturina.
Mason Scott Jensen.
Dawson Taylor Wagoner.
Emma Lauren Johns.
Tanner Dylan Wagoner.
Dawson Elijah Johnson.
Michael Anthony Walcott.
Shauna Nicole Johnson.
David Lucas Wall.
Gray Frederick Jones.
Brett Jordan Wallach.
Jonathan Robert Jones.
Abigail Eudora Waters.
Kevin Michael Julius.
Michael Robert Webb.
Jacob Anthony Canelopoulos.
Brittany May Welch.
Bradley Lawrence Kemp.
Kayla Marie Weibel.
Emily May Kilber.
Ashley Elizabeth Wiley.
Brooke Marilee Kilgore.
Lowell Joseph Wilkinson.
Kaylee Sarah Kingston.
Rachel Lee Wilson.
Ailey Marie Kirkwood.
Mariah Danielle Witt.
Shelby Lynn Kaloje.
Aaliyah Nicole Watina.
Shelby Nicole Kowalski.
Cindy Ying Wong.
Lawrence Patrick Kubica.
Tyler Dallas Wood.
Jessica Marie Kinsey.
Margaret Jean Wiley.
Shelly Megan Kurowski.
Ashley Elizabeth Yeager.
Teresa Christina Lageson.
Aaron Yoon.
Jared Thomas Lang.
Lily Yonan.
Tanner Scott Lemons.
Farah Merji.
Class of 2016, please stand. Students, you may now move your tassels to the left. It is indeed with great pleasure that I pronounce you graduates of Sunrise Mountain High School's class of 2016. God bless and congratulations.